Welcome back to BS with Brian Simpson. I appreciate everybody coming out, sending me email. Everybody that came out this past weekend in Boston. Boston was lit out. Shout out to the homie Billy Mulvey. And shout out to the last Boston. I had a great time. It was great crowds. Some of the best crowds up there, that Boston, Philly, New York, like that whole area. It's something about up there. I don't know what it is. All right. If you want to come see me live, the 2026 shit, we kicked off in Boston. Next stop, San Jose. That's going to be the 25th of January. Then Houston. I'm at the Houston Improv the 30th and 31st. That's a Friday and Saturday. And then I believe it's Atlanta. Yep. Then the Punchline, Atlanta, the 5th, 6th, and 7th of February. Those tickets are at briansimpsoncomedy.com. Okay. Welcome back. If you don't forget, I really appreciate there's been an influx of emails. And I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody interacting. Like I said, I love my little boutique fan base, you know. And there's a lot of smart motherfuckers, and there's a lot of like thoughtful people email. It's kind of refreshing, honestly. But don't be shy. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, you want advice from the advice champ, or no advice at all, you just have a cool story to tell me. Yeah, just email me. BSwithBrianSimpson@gmail.com. That's what it is. I don't think it's ever going to change. It doesn't really need to. And we'll get to that shit shortly. Let's get it cracking. Let me see what we got going on here. Turn off the ringer. There we go. Hey Brian, hope you're doing well. Z Money here. I remember Z Money. I've been a long time listener of your podcast, and I really appreciate what you do. I think you give thoughtful advice, and you seem genuinely tuned into human nature, how people tend to react and why. You can be a bit cynical at times, which honestly seems to come with the comedian territory. But what I respect most is how seriously you seem to take the responsibility of giving advice. You never treat it lightly, and that's always stood out to me. I wanted to ask you about that responsibility. Do you ever reflect on the weight? Of what you're putting out there, knowing that people really listen and in some cases make major life decisions based on your perspective? Well, please listen, but don't make major life decisions based on my perspective. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with my story, I made a lot of terrible life decisions. I think the only major life decision I made that turned out to be like that was a good one ahead of time. Like you could look at my situation now and go, oh, choosing comedy was a good life. No, it wasn't. It was a gamble that paid off. But that's not gambling with your future is not a good choice. You know, it can be a fulfilling choice. It can make you feel good, but that doesn't mean it's a good choice, right? So that's one. Two, you know, I don't always know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, you should ask several people for advice. You know, I'm just telling you, but I am being honest with you. That's all I can guarantee you. I'm not an expert, you know, by any means, but I am going to tell you what I really think. And when I enter areas where I don't know what I'm talking about, I try to, you know, pad the floor a little bit, because I don't, it's because I would feel like shit if you made a major life choice based on my advice and I wasn't keeping it a buck with you. You know what I mean? That's all it really is. It's like, I just don't want to feel guilty later. That's really for me, not for you. I mean, I guess it is for you, but you know what I'm saying? Why you can't just accept a compliment? This is what I'm always saying. Thank you, Z Money. For what it's worth, you helped me feel confident about a big decision to move back to Tokyo. Oh man, see, that could have worked out terrible. You could have got there and got murdered by the Yakuza immediately. Immediately, nigga, the wrong tattoo, you out of here. You know what I mean? No, but I vaguely remember hearing back from you. I think you made music, if I'm not mistaken. Z Money. Right? I remember, nigga, it was a Marine in Tokyo, and he came back to America and he was like, I'm not feeling this shit, but moving back would be blah 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 blah. And he moved. That's good to hear, Z. I like that, brother. Thanks for taking the time, and thanks again for the podcast, Z Money. We miss Rob, but we fuck with the new guy too.
Thank you.
They fuck with you, brother. Hey, Brian, David McCarthy here. Oh, wait a minute. Did he want me to say his name? Okay. Since you found out my name, wait a minute. What do you mean found out your name? What are you talking about? Dude, you told me your name. When did I? Cause, I mean that's an alarming choice of words. We didn't find out anything. The only way I know your name is if you told me. Unless did we meet or something in person? Anyway, since you found out my name, LOL, lot has transpired. Okay. I sent that last email. All I'm going to say about it right now is not the entire government is full of Satanist fucks like I claimed. It's more like 70-30, I think. See, that sounds more sane to me. Yeah, no, I feel you, David. I'm with you. The 30% being the good ones that want to help. They needed me to figure out my shit and knew they needed to not be directly involved. How it looks now, anyway. You help more than you know, brother. Help me realize who I am. Now it's time to go back to work. Just going to choose to not lose my humanity and morality this time, and I'll die before I let them take it again. Simplify, brother. Hoorah. Yeah, see, somebody put in the comment section, because I read some of the comments, too. And they were like, you're just feeding this guy's delusion. I'm like, no, I'm not. Listen, man, y'all got to remember, this has come up a lot in the last couple of weeks. In fact, I talked about it as a clip going around from the Killing It podcast. Shout out to homie BT Kingsley and Justin Hires. I was on their pod last time I was in LA. They showed mad love. Go check that out. It's on YouTube right now. Killing It is the name of the podcast. But I talked about this recently, and it's like, you got to remember, man, I was in a homeless shelter in LA for almost a couple of years, and it was exclusively for Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. And so I saw firsthand how it could go when you don't have support and when nobody fuck with you and people just call you crazy and people dismiss you. Because here's the other thing. Even when people are in the middle of like psychosis or manic episodes or whatever, and even when they're speaking nonsense, there's some truth in what they're saying. They're having trouble keeping grip on reality fully, but they're still telling you the truth. You understand what I'm saying? And the worst thing you can do is not listen to them. If you having a family member or a friend or whatever, and they going through psychosis or having an episode, it's like, that's not the time to go in there and argue with them. You know what I mean? No, that's not. No, that don't make sense. No, go in there and they just need to feel heard. You don't got to agree with them, but just go, oh, okay, I hear you. Oh, okay, I see how you see things like that. Like, that's how you talk to somebody that's going through psychosis or going through whatever kind of losing touch with reality is. You ground them by making them feel heard, because that's usually at the root of why they're losing it. You know what I mean? But we'll never know. And again, a lot of people are on the edge. You're one devastating betrayal or something psychologically overwhelming. You're just one of those away from losing your fucking mind. You know what I mean? And people and you will hope. And I'm not saying the person that wrote that comment is a cold-blooded son of a bitch, but I'm just saying you would hope that that's not the treatment you get. Like, dismissive is what people want. And it's hard. And again, I'm not saying you got to fucking get out of your car and help everybody that's talking nonsense. I'm just saying have some compassion. You know what I mean? Because that person is suffering. It's not they're suffering one way or another. They're suffering from the thing that made them break, and they're suffering from trying to distinguish what's real and what isn't. You know what I mean? They're trying to and so that's scary as fuck, man. It's scary. So anyway, the least you could do is just listen to people. You don't have to judge every statement they make. You know, that's just me. But yeah, I'm glad you're doing better, man. God bless. All right. But since you found my name, that's a weird way to put that. Okay. Hey, Brian, had a weird interaction a few days ago. I want to get your thoughts on. That's what I'm here for. So I was thinking of getting an escort for the first time. All right, the hoes gotta eat. I was thinking about getting an escort for the first time. I have a friend who hires them regularly, so I asked him for advice. He recommended Tryst. Okay, what is Tryst? That must be like a website or an app.
Oh, it's a person.
Well, no, because he said, so I went on there. Gotcha. So, yeah. So, Tryst is either a website or an app, right? I didn't know the hoes had an app now. It's got to be a website at least. And I looked through the girls. I found someone who was pretty close to my location. Her bio said to message her on her OnlyFans. Don't do that. I went to her page and sent her a message asking if I could book her for tomorrow night. She said, let's talk for a bit to see if we click first, and I agreed. After a few messages, she sent me a picture I would need to pay $40 to see, implying, you getting scammed, nigga. Implying that she needed me to pay for that picture to continue the interaction. I said I was really just trying to pay the booking fee she listed on Tryst and didn't want to pay for extra pictures or anything like that. She insisted again that I needed to pay the $40, so I just stopped messaging her. The next day, I woke up to a text from a random number and 3 missed calls from the same number. The text said it was the owner of the dating site this girl was on, and she apparently had told him that I was wasting her time. He said we could resolve this on the phone or in person. If you decide to resolve it in person, it's going to be with you and your entire family. Then he texted me my real name, which I had not told the girl. Then he sent a past address of mine, but not my current address. Then he sent me a list of names, one of which being my dad's name, who died 10 years ago. The other names he sent were not people I knew or names I recognized at all. I just blocked the girl on both Tryst and OnlyFans and blocked the number to text me. I've been trying to just not think about it. Okay, so first of all, let me just keep on. You think I should worry about this at all? I'm not really too worried. They're probably just trying to get money from dumbasses that use the app. Probably works a lot, honestly. Anyway, it was just bizarre. Feels like a fever dream, and definitely turned me off to trying that again. Yeah, first of all, I would also report those people on the Tryst app because that's not the owner of the. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. That's not the owner of Tryst. I don't know how she got your fucking phone number. That seems like a security thing on Tryst, or I don't know if you gave it to them. But if they have any piece of information like that, they can find out all that stuff they found out. All that shit's on your credit report and all that shit. You know what I mean? So you're not dealing with like hackers or anything like that. But yeah, and if you really want to be petty, I just go ahead and just casually send a report to the FBI. You know, not that they're running at full speed right now, but yeah, because that's what do they call that? Extortion. Yeah, that's extortion. You know, and imagine trying to extort somebody for $40. That's what's crazy to me. We can keep this quiet, or we can do it in front of your family. Nigga, you fucking with the See, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm gonna tell you what I would do. I'm petty to the motherfucker. Like that because I don't have that many buttons. You know, if you watch the podcast for a long time, you know that I've said this over and over again. My 2 or 3 buttons is it's bullies. 1, like people you fucking with people that you think can't fight back, and under that same category is me. You fucking with me because you think I won't fight back. I don't give a fuck what it is. I will burn this bitch down. We could both die in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I got a little bit of that in me of like oh, you think that this embarrassing piece of information is gonna get money up out of me? It's on then, nigga, because there's nothing. I mean, there are definitely things that I would prefer people not know, but there's nothing where you gonna blackmail me, nigga. I'll kill you. There's nothing where you gonna be able to. So it's like I'll do everything. Oh, you want to play? You want to play on my motherfucking phone? Okay. Like I said, I'm writing a strongly worded letter to the fucking customer service. I'm fucking going public with it. Maybe not. Maybe you can't go public. I don't know like that. I'm definitely hitting them on the Tryst app, and I'm sending that. I'm reporting that bitch on OnlyFans for trying to exploit me. I'm going to the FBI, and they probably ain't gonna do anything right away. But all it takes is one more fucking person. If she fuck with the wrong other nigga, 2 more complaints, and they'll fucking be going after them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I would just go to sleep sleeping like a baby. Oh, bitch, you wanna play? You want to play with me, bitch? No. No, I got a problem. Yeah, I'm reporting you on both of them things. Oh, yeah.
If you really want to go crazy, you could, take it, to the media, too.
Yeah, but he don't want people to know he buying hoes.
Yeah.
That's really the part. You gotta get it about you. Like I said, it's fine to keep that private, but don't let nobody come fuck with your life. Don't stress about it at all. They cowards, and they hoping you a coward. That's what's really going on. You're dealing with cowards that's hoping you a coward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that, this goes to my further theory about the deterioration of society. And it's like, cause I feel bad for the young women that are just sexy. Like they just pretty. They not nothing else. They don't got any other attributes. Like they started the RPG, they put all their points in beauty and nothing else, right? Because that beauty is the hook. But once you pull people in, there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? It's like imagine if you had like the top of the line fishing rod and the top of the line bait, but you didn't know how to gut, clean, or cook a fish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. Some people are like that. It's like, and so all they got is this. All they got is that. You know what I'm saying? You on the app for selling your pussy and on the other app for selling your pussy. You selling your pussy in both ways, and you have such an issue with moving the merchandise that you got to try to extort people to buy your pictures. Are you serious? Like that? The more I think about it, the more upset I'm getting. Yeah,
I got a lot of room for growth in that career move right there.
Oh yeah, I got robbed by a hoe before. Have I told the story on the pod?
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, but it's like that's a lesson you gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? One cold night in December. This was maybe like 10 years ago, and it wasn't, the apps weren't really as prevalent back then. And I remember, long story short, booked the hoe off the website, or maybe it wasn't. I forget how I booked her, but she said what the fee was. She said, is this much up front? Or she said, no, she said it's this much. You know what I mean? And then when she got there, I gave her the money, mistake. And then she went in my bathroom. She went to the bathroom, and then when she came out the bathroom, she was like, okay, yeah, so like that was the fee for me to show up. So it's gonna be this much more for this and that. And I was like, what? No, bitch. Yeah. And she grabbed her stuff and started leaving. I was like, yo, where's my money? And she walked on my door, and as I was going to walk behind her, this fucking big ass motherfucker stepped in front of her. So she came to my house with somebody, went to my bathroom, balled up the money I gave her and threw it out the window. He grabbed the money and then stopped me from going after her. So she didn't have the money. He had the money. But I didn't realize that at first till I went in my bathroom and seen that the window was open. And so yeah, lesson learned. It's like, first of all, you never send them any money up front. That's so stupid. It's like, but you're young, you're dumb. You learn, you live and you learn.
You have faith in people.
This was actually more like 13 years ago because I wasn't doing comedy yet. So maybe no, this was 14 years ago. By the way, next a few weeks is my comedy anniversary. It'll be 15 years.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, we doing it. Yeah, but the yeah, you don't wanna it's not a lot of reputable hoes out here that's affordable. So, maybe you gotta go to Vegas or something, go somewhere where like the hoes are reputable. No. Yeah, I don't know how to, maybe some of our other listeners can give you some advice on how to know which ones to deal with and which ones aren't, like the signs of it.
I did find the website for it. So it's tris.link for independent escorts.
Oh, okay. And do they have like a support?
I can see. It says, find a companion for that intimate rendezvous you've been dreaming about on the fastest growing independent escort directory in the world.
Okay, but do they have like a report this bitch feature?
I'll be back on that.
Okay. Okay. Hey, dude. You were right. I'm a millennial. Also pale as fuck. Sin is short for cinnamon. She's the greatest. Oh, Cinnamon's your cat. Okay, yeah. So here's the thing. If you write me follow-up emails, it's best to just reply to the email that you originally sent, because you have to remember, I'm reading this stuff. It's been weeks since I read those things. So don't, like, try not to email me like you have to assume that I don't know what you're talking about. Because by the time I read your email, it could be weeks since I read the last one. So if you're like, don't continue the conversation. Like, try to do as much as you can to remind me of what you said before, or just reply to the original email you sent. Because there's people that's been emailing the show for years, and I have literally a whole chain of emails from them. But it's like, you understand what I'm saying? Because if you just pick up where you left off in a completely different email, the person listening to the podcast doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about either. You know what I mean? So it's like, anyway, like what I'm trying to say is, you were right doesn't mean anything because I don't know what I was right about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I said to you. So if you could give me any context, like, you know what I mean? Anyway, but I appreciate the email. I'm just letting everyone know. You were right. I'm a millennial, also pale as fuck. Sin is short for cinnamon. She's the greatest. We've been together for over 10 years. I'll attach some cat pics. Okay, we love the cat pics. We can post these, right? Mm-hmm. You gonna forget, bro. All right. Anyway, here's one for you. Got any recommendations for the Switch 2 SD cards? I've heard a lot, but haven't bought one yet. Will need to soon. Been downloading games like Red Dead Redemption and Cyberpunk Ultimate. Thanks, man. You fucking rule. Always rad, Jack and Sin. Oh, Cinnamon's a little cutie. Oh, I love it. All right. I don't know, man, because I bought one right away, like with mine, I think. No, I didn't. No. But man, I don't know how you run out of room on that motherfucker, because I have Cyberpunk too. Bro, you don't need one for real, bro. Like, I'm not even I've probably have 30 games on my Switch, and I'm not even close to running out of room. I got both Zeldas, Cyberpunk. I don't have, what'd you say, Red Dead Redemption? Okay, maybe those are huge. I don't know, but
on a Switch?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, the Switch, no, the Switch 2 ain't fucking around, bro.
Oh shit.
Switch 2's dope. But I do have the SD card, so maybe it's using that without asking me. I don't know. But I bought, actually, you know what, my nigga? I could tell you exactly which one I bought. Straight up. Hold on. Go to my Amazon orders real quick. Search orders, SD card. Let me see. So I bought okay, so you want the micro SD Express. So I bought a Gigastone 512 gig SD card, micro SD Express. So that's the important part. You need the Express. But why did I buy such a small one? Why didn't I get a bigger? Oh, that's $160. That's why. Oh, they don't go bigger. So yeah, they don't go bigger than that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, but I mean, any bigger than that, and you really coming out your pocket, like you want to, because they have a 1 terabyte joint, and I'm pretty sure I think that's as high as the Switch 2 will take, because they do have official Switch 2 micro SD cards, but I can't find them motherfuckers nowhere. Yeah, and you got to get one specifically for the Switch 2. If there's like gaming ones, they say, you know what? There's one they sell on Nintendo that I didn't know about until I bought that one already. But I'm pretty sure on my Nintendo account, let me see. I think 512 is as high as it goes, right? Or maybe 1 terabyte is as high as you can get. And I don't think they sell that from Nintendo. And of course, Nintendo would go, well, make sure you only buy shit from us. Only buy shit from Nintendo. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's the one I bought. It's working fine. It's $512, which is crazy. But if you're nervous about it, I would buy the official one. But again, I can't imagine you would need more than that. I mean, I'm not even close to mine being. I haven't gotten any kind of thing like that of mine being full. And I actually played my Switch 2 more than I ever played my Steam Deck. All right.
I have the customer support for Trist.
Really?
Yeah, so they do. Trist has looks like a pretty in-depth like support ticket center. Put in your name, email, type of inquiry, subject, a whole body, as much information as you can have. You can even add in attachments. So.
Yeah, man. Send them all the pictures, all that, because bumper scammers, they'll like just switch accounts and all this other shit. So just send in everything. Fuck that bitch. Send their IP address, all that. The phone number that called you, all that. Yeah. And I would text that motherfucker back, hey, enjoy dealing with the FBI, you fucking cunt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see how your family's... bruh, I'm telling you, that shit will make me so bad, bruh. Oh, man. Anyway. Next one. Damn, Cinnamon's a little cutie. Okay. Thank you, Brian. I trust your advice, and it actually helped me stay strong. Have faith that my daughter will know that I love her and am not a terrible person. She should not have been taken from me. It's crazy to keep a child from their mother. Mine has very serious issues. I just lost and will need to rearrange my whole life. Didn't expect not to have her. Her sisters miss out on time with her, too. It's very sad, but it's been 3 years, and I've got to move on. But wanted you to know the kind of good part, that also my mom's really sick and not going to get better. This happened, and I don't need to ask him for any favors, so I can take care of my mom more. This has been so hard, so thanks. But you see what I mean? Like, if you didn't see this episode, this email doesn't make any sense to you, right? Because there's no history. But she did send this in line with a long email that I can't really summarize real quick. You know what? We got to start. A lot of people were in the comments offering to help with this, and I think I'm just going to need somebody to do that. Like, to just go through the emails and, like, in case I get an email like this where it's referencing something from the past, that somebody can just go back and just give me, like, an abbreviated version of all, quick catch up. So the people.
One paragraph.
Yeah. So people know, so people get context for the email. You know what I mean? Like, I can't expect the audience to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But. Okay. But want to know the kind of good part. Okay, the courts can be so messed up. There's good people, real and loving, generous people that want to help, not hurt. Thank you for the healthy reminding and suggest we have to accept what they say and move right along. Sucks so bad and it could be worse. Thank you. Okay, yeah. And then she sent another email. No Dallas, question mark. I was in Dallas this year. I was in Dallas. Let me see. Yeah, I'm literally wearing the shirt from the Dallas Comedy Club. I was in Dallas in November 7th and 8th. Where were you? You in Dallas? We're in Louisville. Why are you skipping Addison and Dallas? I am not skipping Addison and Dallas. I went to Dallas this year, and I've gone to Addison the last 3 years in a row before that. So, even though I am going to cut down on the frequency that I'm going to places, it's going to be more like every other year from now on. Like I was going back every year, but now it's going to be every other year going back to certain cities. Now that we're part-time parents, I can hardly get out before. It would be nice to be able to come to a show. I'd come out to see you. You crack me up with the hard truths. You make them a little funny. None of this is for the faint of heart. We can make the most of it. I'm going to try to be less angry. Thank you again. Yeah, try to be less angry. I don't know if that's really the answer, to try to be less angry, because sometimes, anger is an appropriate response to the world we live in sometimes. But I think how you allow that anger to manifest is a different thing. You know what I mean? What that anger turns into, processing your anger is the thing. It's not like avoiding being angry, because you can't control where your emotions come from. So you trying not to get angry is just you pretending like you're not angry, which just makes you angrier. and more frustrated. Like it just turns into stress or something else. It's like, no, you have to learn how to channel that anger into something, or process the anger in a way. I think cognitive behavioral therapy is best. That helped me tremendously. And you don't need like another person to do it. You can like buy a book on it. It's basically it's very similar to meditation, except it's less like spiritual, magical, and more like logical, like teaching yourself logical habits, and teaching yourself to break the cycle of reaction and be proactive. You'll see what I mean. Just get you a book on cognitive behavioral therapy. There's probably a CBT for dummies or something like that. Anyway, next email. Hi Brian, I'm a big fan of your stand-up and I listen to every podcast that you release. Oh, awesome. So she knew I was in Dallas. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's not fair because there was a large portion where I wasn't doing my podcast. So maybe I went to Dallas. Who knows? No, that's not true. That's not true. Because that didn't happen until. Because you've been coming around since what, September? Okay, yeah. So no, bitch, we told you, bitch. Hi Brian, I'm a big fan of your stand-up and I listen to every podcast episode that you release. I have a small complaint about comedians and would like your opinion on it. You have a small complaint about comedians in general? Okay. I'm curious what this is. I watch several comedians' podcasts on YouTube. YouTube thrives on engagement, commenting, liking a video, and signing up for notifications all help a channel get more views. I don't think so. Maybe. All help a channel get more views and ultimately make more money. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to hear comedians shit on their fans for commenting on their podcasts. I've heard many comedians say that the type of people who comment on YouTube are losers and have nothing better to do with their time. This drives me crazy because we are their fans. We're creating engagement. We are the same people buying tickets to their live shows. It feels like a slap in the face when the comments only help a YouTube channel. I hate hearing the comedians that I respect talking shit about the people who support them. Why do you think comedians categorize commenters as losers? Are we losers? Thank you for your opinion. Much love to Advice Champ. Victoria. Listen, I think it's easy to take something like that personally, but I think the people they're talking about are the people that comment negatively, which is the overwhelming majority of comments, especially the more popular you get, the more people hate watch you, the more people say negative. Like people try to rage bait me all the time. They'll just hop in the comments and say negative shit. That didn't used to happen. When the podcast first started, no one ever said anything negative. And it's not even that popular. You know what I'm saying? We get a couple thousand views or something. It's like that, but now it's at the point now where people just want to get a reaction from you. And there's some people that like they literally they're fans at the level that you are. We're like, oh, I watch every single episode. I listen to everything. I buy your, and they hate you. They like, you know what I'm saying? Like they listen to every episode just to fucking hate on you, just to say something negative to you, and you got to take it with a grain of salt. I don't know when they shit on their listeners. I mean, some of them, some comedians genuinely don't have any respect for their fans. You know what I mean? And I think you can tell who those people are. Maybe it can be hard to, but I think the people that genuinely don't respect their audience are the people that aren't fully being themselves. You know what I mean? Like if you're being yourself, you attract a very specific. Because what's so funny is I heard somebody the other day say something about curating your audience. Like that sounds so fucking crazy to me. What do you mean? What does that mean? It's like because that means you're making art in order to pull in a very specific. Like you're adjusting your art so you can get a demographic. Yeah. That's not real art.
Sounds like business.
Yeah, right. It sounds like business. But so my point is just like, if you're out there doing that, then I think you kind of don't respect your crowd. Like some people become prisoners of their crowd because they got famous being fake. They got famous doing something that ain't really them. Like doing a shtick or an angle or a point of view that's not really them, and they resent having to go out and fucking, you know what I mean, be Larry the Cable Guy. You know what I mean? And I'm no offense to Larry the Cable Guy. He's a good guy as far as I've heard. But I'm just using him as an example. Like, that's a persona. You understand what I'm saying? And the audience don't want to see, I don't know his real name or his real anything. But the audience ain't trying to hear all that. They want you to be that character forever. And that's just an extreme example, because you can be not obviously a character and still not be being yourself. And like, the audience wants the character. That's what made you famous. So you got to be very careful. You know, anyway, I guess I hope that answers your question. Yeah, I think most of the time they're talking to the actual losers that just go around the internet saying negative shit. I don't think they mean their whole audience. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a handful of people that are in denial about what they are. To me, it's very similar to OnlyFans models that call their subscribers creeps. You know, they're like, oh, these creepy men on here buying pictures of my pussy for $5. It's like, but you're selling your pussy. You're not, you know what I mean? You selling your pussy. You selling pics of your pussy for $5. You don't have respect for the people that's buying them. That's kind of crazy.
That's like having like a porn shop and being like, all these creeps coming in here buying all of my.
Right. And again, it's because they're not really being honest with themselves about what they are. It's like, you're a whore. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be a whore because you don't like the negative connotation that come with a whore. So you want to be able to be fully steeped in whore activities without being labeled a whore. So you judge the only people that you can judge, and it's the people that purchase your whore stuff, right? Which is, and maybe whore's not accurate. Maybe whore. Is it hoe and not whore? If it's sex worker? I can't remember the last time I've had an intellectual discussion about this. But sex worker. Okay, but I don't like that, because sex worker is another thing. It's another example of, I think, us using language to, because here's the thing: if we gonna not call them hoes and call them sex workers, right? Then what are we gonna call their customers? Why didn't we change the name? Like, if you're a sex worker, then what am I? I'm a sex customer, right? Yeah. So I'm not a creep. I'm not a John. I'm not a whatever, right? I'm not we didn't come up with a name to I don't know what the word is, like industrialize buying pussy, only selling it. It's like, yeah, because I don't have I'm very pro hoe on this podcast. I'm not shitting on the hoes at all. I'm shitting on the hoes that act like that's not what they are. You know what I mean? It's like, you selling your pussy. It's fine. It's okay. But you're not better than the people that buy the pussy from you. You know, the only pussy buyers that are beneath you are the ones buying pussy from like slaves and people that's being trafficked or whatever. But and I used to tell people all the time, before the explosion of OnlyFans, I used to tell people all the time, you know, a lot of these hoes are not victims. They're con men. They see you as a mark. You know, and people that are away from that life, or away from the streets, or they don't know no pimps or nothing like that. It's hard for them to make that distinction because they don't know shit about it. So they think, before OnlyFans, everyone thought that everybody selling pussy was a victim because they can't imagine them selling their pussy. So they think it must be a man making you, and it's like, nah. Some women are con women, and they figured out a long time ago they can use their pussy to con you. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's everybody, but it's like, you like this bitch. You saw the girl in this email earlier. So my point is, I'm just saying all that to say this. It's like we've given selling pussy a moral whitewashing, but we still look at buying pussy as some sort of exploitative activity, where it's like, the nigga paying $5 to see a picture of your pussy ain't the one exploiting you, right? If anyone on OnlyFans is being exploited, it's by the website itself. And no one seems to have a problem with that, because it goes against your like pro-woman narrative of like being supportive and empowering and all this other shit. But it's like, no, the same people, I mean, whether you're being empowered or exploited, all depends on how you feel about it, right? I guess. But I don't respect those people. So I get how you feel, is what I'm trying to say. I get how you feel when you're like, I support this comic and he talking shit about the fans and we the ones that's giving him money. It's like, and I feel the same way about OnlyFans hoes. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk shit about my fans because I don't consider the negative commenters fans, and I haven't reached a level of fame where it's like mostly negative. No, because you know what this is. I think what happens is, one, I think when you get rich, it's very hard. Like you start to lose gravity. You know, your feet come off the ground a couple centimeters at first. You know, and the air is fresher and cleaner. But before you know it, you can't avoid separating yourself from the people. So that's one. And then two, I think when a podcast has been popular for a long time, people start to feel ownership of it. It's almost like at your job. You know, when you first get a job and you're just happy you got a job, and then after you're there for a while, you start being irritated by certain shit, and then new management comes in and certain shit change, and then you start feeling like, oh, things used to be this way, and you start feeling more and more of an ownership over the job, and it starts to irritate you more and more and more because it's getting worse and worse and worse, and every little thing starts to bother you. And some people feel like that about the podcasts. They've been listening for a long time. They remember when it used to be this way or that way. They missed this time and that time, and now they're trying to sell you stuff, and it's different. And you were a fan, and you feel there's a slight feeling of betrayal and that sort of thing. But it's just it's inevitable. I think it's automatic. I hope this podcast gets big enough for my fans to be upset about how it used to be. Not that this podcast ever was anything. I mean, it's always changed a little bit. It really should be 2 or 3 podcasts, but then I'm gonna split up my 1,200 views 3 or 4 ways. You know what I mean? I wish I had some kind of media empire or whatever. But I'm lazy. Yeah, we working on it. We're starting from the bottom or whatever. I'm a slow build. But no, you're not a loser if you comment. You're not a loser if you buy pussy. Okay? All right. Yerp. I like a podcast that starts out with a sound effect. Hope all is well with you. I have something I would like you to react to, but it isn't an article. Okay. Oh, yeah. Also, guys, feel free. You can send me in articles and videos and shit to react to. I will watch them shits. In fact, I would love to receive some videos, especially like stuff that's not common. Like if it's a meme that's going around, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I like some funny shit, but I like to see shit that I haven't seen before. Hopefully you will make an exception because it isn't an essential watch being a fan of or both rap and video games. It's a 5-minute Mickey Facts freestyle on Sway. One of my favorite things to do is share dope music with anyone who enjoys music. Years back after your show in Seattle, I gave you a thumb drive that was full of music that you reluctantly took. I'm pretty sure that it did not receive any play, which is understandable, but now since you yourself said you have dope taste in response to a previous email, you know what? I do remember someone giving me a thumb drive, but here's the thing. The last thing I have not put in that thumb drive, you're right. And it's only because I've just been so busy that I haven't had time to set up, now I'm drawing a blank now. Coffee. Nigga, I cannot think of the word. You know what I'm talking about when you set up a virtual system so that you can run something on a computer without actually running on your computer? What do you call it? A virtual... Anyway, I haven't had because I'm not going to my point is I'm not going to take a thumb drive from a complete stranger and just put it in my computer. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Send me a damn zip file or something. But I'm not going to, you can't take do you know that, like, that's how, and and maybe that's just a habit of mine because I used to work at the Pentagon and that was like one of the top things they told you not to do. No, do not for any reason put a thumb drive in the computer. Because that's how they used to break into stuff. Like they would have their spies just like leave a thumb drive somewhere, a high trafficked area, and people go, oh shit, a free thumb drive. And then the next thing you know, it's in their work computer, and it's downloading a virus. You know what I mean? So it's like in 2020, in 2024 or in the 2020s, for somebody to walk up and give you a thumb drive. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's a 99% chance that you would just innocently have music on there. But I'm not gonna put your thumb drive on my computer. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. No, what is it? Virtual what?
I don't know. I couldn't find it.
Anyway, I'm just drawing a blank. My point is, Yeah, I would have listened to it if I had the time to set up a virtual thing. Okay, yeah. This is a 30-minute video. So I'm gonna watch this after the podcast. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I love you. Yeah, send the dope music. Send the music away. Don't send me a hard drive though. But I will listen to it eventually if I can ever set up. What the fuck? Why can't I think of what you call it?
It's not a virtual hard drive.
No, it's God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. There's somebody out there screaming.
Yeah, put it in the comments if you know.
Oh, a virtual machine. Yeah. So I couldn't set up a virtual machine so I could listen to the hard drive, and it just felt like a lot of work to do. So I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, one more. It's from Luke. Just watched the new episode. Haha. Didn't notice someone had a similar story already. This was the only time I've written to you. Ex-wife was not baby mama, but yeah, you're right. I do make terrible decisions with women. Working on it. Also, yeah, I knew what you would say, but helps to know I'm not crazy for thinking what I think. Thanks for reading and the advice. I'll act on it. Well, we don't have to put that in. All right. So 2 more. Okay. Hi, Advice Champ. Keep it up. Apparently, some of the Beaver Puss members have started using fancy words like conundrum lately, and somehow those words always end up attached to a woman's problems. To women's problems. I'm sorry. I know this because I did exactly the same thing. To the guy from episode 150 at minute 8:30. Top tier emailer. Okay. To the guy from episode 150 at minute 8:30. You said, cut your losses. You know what I was going to say, nigga. What do you mean? See it through? See it through what? See it through to what? You were talking to that guy who was married to the DPD girl with whom he had a daughter. See, this is what I'm talking about. The summary before. Okay. That guy's story hit me hard. He started numbing the pain of the relationship in ways I deeply related to. Casual hookups, chasing sexual release as a form of self-medication. Then he took it further and slept with his best friend's girlfriend. Dude, that guy is me. What? I'm the same guy from the Dubai Affair episode. I just emailed you from a different account. I didn't listen to your advice back then in episode 111, 2420. So let's do a flashback. I'm emailing you from one of those Islamic conservative countries where Sharia laws are implemented. With that being said, I've been in an arranged marriage since I was 22, and now I'm 36. Wow, 14 years. Wow. Without going into too much detail, during this period of marriage, I've always had side chicks. See, wow, I thought you was a woman. Okay, so you've been in an arranged marriage for 14 years. The whole time you had side pieces. Okay. That I would screw around with without taking them seriously. 3 years ago, during the pandemic and the lockdowns, when everybody got extra lonely, I met a girl who was 9 years younger than me. And I have been with her ever since. During this time, she became my best friend and the love of my life. Days would go by, and we would spend most of them hanging around together in secrecy, given the laws of the land. On the 20th of last May, she showed up and decided to break up with me because she got a prospective husband who came through an arrangement with her family and was about to propose to her. She said that there is no obvious end to our relationship and she wants to get married at some point and have kids. I told her that I understand and I let her go. Ooh. Okay. Of course, we stayed close, and a few weeks after the breakup, we started hanging out without actually hooking up, trying to keep physical touch to a minimum to respect the boundaries of the breakup. I asked her if she had someone in her heart for real now, and she told me that the guy didn't go through with his proposal because she is a healthcare worker. He asked her to quit her job to marry him because for some reason our conservative society looks down on healthcare workers since they work with the other gender in their day-to-day work life. That's why she is not marrying the dude. However, another guy is now lined up through the same arrangement, and he is due to propose soon. We still text, talk, hang out together, attend concerts, play games, and do other things without physically hooking up like we used to. She tells me how much she loves me every now and then. We kiss and hug, and that's about it. I'm her first relationship, and I'm very much in love with her at this point more than I ever was before. I still have a wife of 14 years and 3 kids whom I go home to every day. Jesus Christ. My question after this long email is, should I ask her to marry me since polygamy is legal in this country where a man can have up to 4 wives? Yeah, I thought you was in some kind of conundrum. Okay, wait a minute. What's the downside? Growing up, I saw how having multiple wives destroyed my dad, and I also see my brother who has 2 wives ruining his own life. I know for a fact that having another wife will destroy my current marriage and ruin my relationship with my children forever. Oh, okay. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Should I be selfish and think about my own happiness and forget about everybody else? Whew. Or should I let her go and find another man who may or may not make her as happy? Given the conservative society we live in, it's hard to establish such a connection with the other gender that I have with her now. One more thing, money isn't an issue for me, and I could support multiple households. However, given my tribal background and hers, as well as me being married with kids, her family may reject me. So if I go through with proposing to her, I could mess everything up and still end up losing everyone and everything. Last week you said most people were just thinking about that they needed a dog, not whether they would be good for an animal. That resonated with me. Sorry for the long email. Keep it tight, Beaver Puss. Man, see, these kind of emails, sometimes I get an email and I feel like I need some sort of expert in here commenting on shit. Because, man, I don't even know what country is. I don't want to know. But man, this is a toughie. But yeah, obviously you can't ruin your life for this woman. I'm sorry. You know, I gun them because I love and I love the idea of like you making your love, but yeah, but if it's gonna ruin your relationship with your children, you know, at this point, I mean, but you done had side pieces this whole time. See, that's you trying to justify the wrong. I'm sorry. You know, like I said, love is love, and that arranged shit is wild. It really is wild. Man. And then if you ask, the family could say no. And it's gonna fuck your marriage up anyway. No fucking way, dude. That's not worth it. I mean, maybe if it was a guarantee that you could marry her, maybe. But knowing that it's just that it's just a chance, and you're gonna ruin your marriage, and you're gonna ruin your family anyway. Nah, man. You know, somebody told me a while back, you know, a long time ago, that a smart man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. You know, so you already saw this fuck your father up. You already see this fucking your brother up. So why are you trying to dive into this situation? You know? And truth be told, man, you might really love this girl, but the truth is, it might just be because she's in contrast to what's at home. You know, at home, everything's buttoned down and arranged and just so, and she's everything that's not that. Marrying her might ruin it. You know, you might be you know, I don't know which I got going over there, but you might just have one of those, like the fact that it's wrong and it's secret. So that might be what make it hot, you know. The fact that y'all are able to not fuck each other still is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, your best bet is to, you know, run it by your, but I don't know if you got them kind of relationship with your brother and your father. Well, I would just ask them, like, why did it go wrong? You know, but maybe neither of them is even in a position to admit that it was a mistake, you know. But is there a way for you to possibly avoid whatever made having 2 wives not work for them. Because I'm sure it worked for some people. I mean, I think it really mostly boils down to wife number one and her proclivities and her hangups and those sorts of things. But no, it's not worth ruining your life. You know, I've been talked about it enough now. It's not worth ruining. No, not at all. Not at all. And I'm sure this woman doesn't give a fuck whether your life gets ruined or not. You know what I mean? If you said you ain't worried about money, you good on the bread, you know, and I'm sure that's what she hinting at. Like, yo, you want this pussy? Fucking lock it up, nigga. You know? Fuck your kids that you got already. We gonna have kids, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting words in her mouth. But absolutely not. You know, your best bet, you know, keep her a side piece. I don't understand this like honorable, like she was my side piece for a minute. We was fucking and everything. And then we broke up because she was engaged. And so now we just hanging out, but we ain't fucking. Like, I don't understand what the honorable side of why. You know, she's already been a side piece, and now she got betrothed. Why we can't keep getting it in? I don't understand that. Anyway, absolutely not. Do not ruin your life for this woman. You know. And if just thinking about it further, she's not willing to ruin her life for you. You know what I mean? What would she be giving up by being your second wife? In terms of like her fucking her relationship with her family up. She ain't gonna do all that. You know what I mean? You have to get her about the country or something like that. So I don't see the upside of this. And you told me clearly, toilet that girl and move on with your life. I didn't use the word toilet. I must have said something else. But as a half-breed from a conservative Islamic country, I seem to be completely immune to good advice. Yeah, most people are. Instead, I stayed trapped in a loop with a girl who I'm convinced also had DPD, just like the girl in this guy's story. We went at it for over 5 years, same cycle every time. It felt amazing running wild with a girl 9 years younger than me. She'd come back, we'd fuck, go wild, and she'd leave. And I go fuck my way through the pain of yet another breakup. I never touched alcohol or drugs, but a few days ago when she reached out again through WhatsApp and Snapchat, something snapped. I lost 3 kilograms in a matter of days. Can my non-Americans tell me how many pounds 3 kilograms? Oh, that's like 10 pounds?
Something like that.
I'm gonna guess 9.3 pounds.
6.6.
Oh, fuck. So, yeah, but still, 6 pounds in 3 days is a lot. Yeah, 2 pounds a week is what's safe. I started feeling those crazy hype ups. That's when it hit me. This must be what meth heads feel like when they get their fix. I didn't even meet her this time. No calls, just texting, and still, the whole thing was mental, Brian. You know how it goes? I tried to play 3D chess to get her back in the bed. Didn't work. She told me she slept with multiple guys to forget me, but couldn't. When we first met, I was her first. Those sexual mental bonds hadn't formed yet. Now she says she has out-of-body experiences sleeping with random guys without an emotional connection. The next part is for the guy emailing you now. Episode 150, 830. Hey, Brian. Love your stand-up and the show. I find myself in a conundrum with a woman that I can't really talk with family or friends about because I don't want to change their opinion of her. I'll try to keep this concise. It's a lot. So I've been a single dad with full custody since 19. So serious dating is always more difficult. In 2017, I got married to my now ex-wife. I loved her more than anyone I ever have, save my daughter and hers. Well, her autism, DPD, what is DPD? Something personality disorder?
It'd be depressive personality disorder.
Oh, depressive. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, I mean, just listen. Just autism and drug addiction alone is a problem. I mean, after a lot of trying to fix things, it ended very badly. Yeah, man, you can't fix people. You can't fix people. I can't tell you how many times people have come to me and said, you know, and I'm trying to get them to realize why they are in a relationship that they know is not good for them. You know what I mean? Like, the friend, one friend where they keep having the same problem over and over and over and over again with the same person. And you keep trying to get them to go, why? What is that? Why? And they go, I'm a fixer. And I always go, well, how many people have you fixed? And the answer is always zero. They're usually stunned because they've never thought about it. Fixer is that's the excuse they use. They ain't never fixed nobody. Why you think you a fixer? It's like you telling me you a chef. You ain't never made nothing. You ain't never cooked nothing. You know, it's like, what you mean you a fixer? No, you just like being around motherfuckers that need fixing. You know what I'm saying? It make you feel needed. You know, but you can't fix anybody. After a lot of trying to fix things, it ended very badly. She tried to get me arrested and lose custody of my child. Spent one night in jail, and the case was dismissed and never went to court. So I was really fucked up after all this and started being a hoe, for a lack of a better term. Started seeing girls casually. One of them being my ex's friend. My God, my nigga, what are you doing? What are you doing, my nigga? All right. She helped me get through the dark times and heal. She knew me at my lowest point and still cared for me. We didn't date, but she would spend multiple days a week at my house for about 8 months while I was also seeing other people. I wasn't ready for a new relationship at the time. We stopped seeing each other for about a year. Fast forward to now. She reached out a while ago. I'm in a better place now and looking for a friendship. The problem is she is in a relationship. She wants out and lives with a guy. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. She reached out a while ago. I'm in a better place now and looking for a relationship. The problem is she is in a relationship she wants out of and lives with the guy. Okay, I see. Not proud of this, but we've been dating for months now. My daughter and my friends like her a lot and say she is much better than my previous relationships. No one knows we are not really dating and she is in a relationship with someone else while seeing me. She says she loves me and the kiddo and wants to move into my house and make things serious, but it's been almost 5 months now and she still hasn't left the guy she lives with. Wait a minute, did we read this last episode?
No, this is new.
This is just, but we read a very similar one.
Yes, very similar.
Wow, Jesus Christ. Okay. She says she's talked to him about not being happy and wanting out multiple times, but he threatens to kill himself, blah, blah. But here we are, and it hasn't happened. I'm 32. This high school BS is getting old. I do love her and want to try dating her for real, but I have trust issues, and this situation doesn't bode well. All in all, I'd love your take on if I should see this through or cut my losses and move on. Cut your losses. You know what I was going to say, nigga. What you mean, see it through? See it to what? See it to what? If she in a relationship she don't want to be in, and she want to be in a relationship with you, then what's stopping her? You know what I'm saying? Because he might kill himself. Fuck that nigga. Die then. Nobody can. That has never worked on me. If you leave me, I'ma die. Bye. I pray for your soul. But you don't get that's manipulative bullshit. That's emotional terrorism. You don't owe nobody being in a circumstance that's not good for you. So they alive, nigga. You're not a doctor. So hope that guy's listening. So another fan is giving you advice. He said he hope you listening. Okay, the nigga that ignored my advice, he got advice for you. Okay, here we go. Do you know what it cost me to ignore Brian's advice? Here's a short list. 1, I ignored my family for years, chasing the illusion that young pussy creates feeling desirable, wanted, and it drove a wedge between me and everyone, siblings, grandparents, all of them. 2, I make decent money, yet in 2025, I nearly ran out because I was traveling nonstop chasing that illusion. My career is shit now. 3, the Dubai affair is just one example, and you all guessed it. I'm still seeing the girl from that conundrum. 4, I flew a Moroccan drug-addicted hooker who I thought I connected with because we shared the same astrological sign. Yeah, I know. All the way to my hometown just to sleep with her on the same bed my DPD mistress broke up with me on. 5, I slept with a married woman who happened to be more fucked up than anyone I've ever met, and that disaster is still ongoing. 6, I started 4 more relationships with different women and ended them abruptly for no real reason, just to prove to myself that I was still desirable and to feed my ego. The list goes on. So my question to you is this. Are you prepared to do all of that and much worse just to keep chasing the unattainable? Please, just listen to Brian. Stop trying to fix people. Stop trying to rekindle settled fires. Put the energy into loving your daughter and improving yourself. That's how you attract the right woman. Brian is right. You're not a doctor and you can't save everyone. Yes, Brian, it was all deja vu. Your podcast turns us all into a hive mind for a reason. And to the dude at the start of episode 150, I genuinely believe half-breeds across the world are the most mentally fucked because there's no science on us yet. I relate more than you know. Okay, so he goes, oh, wait a minute. He wrote a follow-up. Here's a follow-up, and I'll try to keep it quick. This follow-up includes general words and also private part for you only, Brian. Okay, general words. I had to write this part because you are so damn funny. I was laughing so hard when I heard you say, boy, you better stop fucking that girl. What is it? What is this, my fan? What is this my fan base? Oh, okay, yeah. People were commenting that on YouTube, and I didn't even remember saying that. So by the time I saw the comment, I was like, why people keep saying that? Boy, you better stop fucking that girl. Is this my fan base? I hate to tell you, you put your mind and voice out there. You cannot control who receives this unique combination. Facts. You can only know that your community will always receive it. So please don't ever stop the podcast. You seem like a wise motherfucker. Okay, you know what? Why am I even saying that to you? I get that all the like people. I get this all the time. I come off as this really super intelligent person, but then I do unbelievably unintelligent activities sometimes, and it doesn't make any sense. I am no Charlie Sheen. However, I know so damn well that rock bottom and cliff top are the same. Yeah, I heard that from Will Smith. They would make you react the same way. I also know that the emotional connections between people. So if y'all are lost, Will Smith made this analogy about how basically rock bottom and cliff top are they're not exactly the same, but you react the same to them because you hit the point where you have nowhere else to go. And so both situations will force you to change in opposite ways. You know what I mean? He was just talking about like being at the top and having everything you want will change you because then nothing else makes you feel anything. Once you bought everything you want to buy and you fucked all the girls you want to fuck and you're world famous and you can do whatever you want and you have to start doing wilder and wilder shit to feel anything. You know what I mean? And you can kind of lose yourself in that. So anyway, that's what he was referencing. I also know that emotional connections between people are so mind-boggling that no psychologist could really understand. They sure can try, but they will never understand. And based on my career, I also know that you need to combine knowledge and wisdom to make an impact, and that's what you've been doing, Brian. This is the private part for you. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, man. That was very thankful. Let me read this private part. Oh, damn. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Oh, buddy. Yeah, you gonna do some strange from change from shorty. Warms the heart. I got so many emails that I had to cut them off. I will read the rest next week. But yeah, keep sending them in. Again, you can send me things to react to, advice, cool stories about yourself, and we're gonna have to really get somebody to go through these so that we can kind of streamline it. Because I don't think it's entertaining for some people to, like, some people don't like the emails. Like, some people don't want to hear other people's shit. They want to see, right? But anyway, but again, you're not the one writing in. That's a legitimate criticism, but if you want me to react to stuff, send me something to react to. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading the emails because those are the people that are interacting. You know what I'm saying? Send me something to react. If you know, whatever. Don't forget, if you want advice from the Vice Champ, email me, BSwithBrianSimpson@gmail.com. If you want to come see me on tour, briansimpsoncomedy.com. Again, I'm coming to San Jose, Houston, and Atlanta. Okay? San Jose, Houston, and Atlanta in the next 4 weeks. Get your tickets now on briansimpsoncomedy.com. I appreciate y'all emailing. Like, share, subscribe. Love you. Have a good one. Keep it tight, Beaver Puss.